Dude, this Metablitz guy is actually insane at Captain America. What am I supposed to do?
Nice, thank you, Captain. I'm on the quash. You're a beast, Captain.
Well played, Cap. You decided this game. Oh, he texted me. He said, good job. You're crazy with Cap. I can't lie, guys. The Captain America's feeling pretty fucking good. Look at this. Holy shit. Wait now. Or two. Oh, with three. Hold on. No, I'm cooking them. Oh! Oh! Well, I defected it.
I could do this all day.
That's it. I'm stalling, bro. I'm stalling.
Okay, this guy's unkillable.
I'm holding.
On your left.
Get in! I did it! Oh. That's a nasty comp. Off look at that. Oh, we getting in there. Love that. Holy shit! You're not freezing me, bro. No, stop freedom. Freedom's on its way. The fuck back in spawn! That actually won. Like, you're actually 1 HP. Oh, we got his ass! Supports not healing each other at all is hilarious. Okay, take your guys off.
I'm down. I'm not down.
Oh, I'm going in there. Get the fuck back in spawn. Did I say you could leave? Get in there! Stay! Let's go. I don't even know why I've been doing it either. There you go. Happy? Happy, chat? Happy? There you go. Happy? Captain America. The most consistently underrated character in Marvel Rivals. And you wanna know why? Because people don't know how to play him. There are two ways, the normal frontline way and the Ragebait way. And as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to Ragebait. Because as of writing the script, I've gotten to eternity playing only Captain America. Yes, you heard that right, eternity. Bro, I cannot believe this. Playing only Captain America. Playing only. I have not swapped off from Captain America once. Before we start, I stream on Twitch and do 10 push-ups per follower and 30 per sub, so do come drop by. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen T-Rex Gaming's video on how to Ragebait enemies playing Spider-Man. He goes over a certain playstyle to just annoy your enemies. Well, as Captain America, you are that playstyle. Your job is to annoy the enemies as much as physically possible by baiting cooldowns, making space and not letting people play the damn game. Because it's not all about getting kills and doing damage. Cap transcends the leaderboard and gives so much damn value, so follow these tips and Ragebait your enemies. The first step before any rage baiting is to learn the animation cancel. This is super easy and massively increases your DPS. You do this by sprinting and tapping primary fire. The second you hear a hit marker, you tap again and keep doing this. If you tap too fast, you might get no reges, which obviously does reduce your DPS, so practice it in the range. Once you get a flow for it, it's super easy to do in game. Also, one thing is to make sure you're using your quick melee if the enemy has a shield up, because then you'll be able to hit through it. If you're trying to hit them with the shield throws, it won't pierce the shield and you won't do anything. So keep that in mind. Now, how to Ragebait. You want to focus the ever-living Christ out of the enemy supports. And doing this will annoy the entire enemy team. The supports themselves are going to struggle when 300 pounds of lean muscle with a shield is in their face 24/7. And the rest of their team is going to get annoyed when they get no heals as a result. Doing this is absolutely essential because Cap has no one-shot combo, he has no high DPS, hell his ultimate doesn't even do damage. He is built to infuriate the enemy team and stop them from having fun. But how do you do this without just feeding and dying? Firstly, you want to dive behind the enemy supports rather than into them, because if you go headfirst into a coordinated team, you're going to get exploded. And beyond this, it's kind of up to you. If you see a healer separated, obviously jump their ass, but in higher ranks they do tend to play with their teams and won't just let you kill them. So one thing you can do is literally jump around in their face. Look at this clip. I jump the enemy cloak and take aggro from their Hulk and invis. The Strange also has to walk back from a lack of heals and boom, enemies annoyed, space created. I just jump around with the shield up and it forces their entire push to stop. In this clip, I saw the enemies push left side, so I flanked and took their support's aggro. They were both focused on me and 2 of them died from a lack of heals. And those 2 kills were off the back of me. And this leads to my next point, which is caplation. I know you've heard of it before. It's essentially when you add kills to the leaderboard stats to account for the real value you're providing. Here, 2 kills should have been added because the enemies died from my play. Anyway, those 2 examples of annoying the enemies are fairly passive. Most of the time, you want to be punching the supports straight in the jaw and pissing them off. And to do this properly, follow these tips. Firstly, make sure that you have your slam or your dash to get out once engaging. You should only use both of these if you know you're going to survive, because having no get out method is the difference between life and death. Then you want to think about who you're diving. If you're diving an invis, start punching her, and once she goes invisible, use your shield throw at the ground, which will hit her out of invisibility and reveal her for the finish. Most of the supports are fairly straightforward to kill, but the main issue is when healers heal each other. In this situation, it's almost impossible to kill them, but remember, you're Cap. You don't need to get kills. As long as you piss the enemies off and draw resources, you're doing your job. Every point of healing the supports do to one another is healing which isn't going to their tank in the front line who's being pounded by your team. And doing this over and over and over in a game will make any support player lose their damn mind. In this clip, I spent several minutes on the defense just jumping into the enemy team, taking aggro from their backline as the enemy tank walked forward and biding time while my team killed him. I wasn't even doing any damage, just being amidst the enemies forces them to look at you and boom, the front line will crumble. The Magneto dying in this clip is another kill which should be added to the leaderboard for me. Now, the main thing while playing Ragebait Cap is to not to die. If you're dying, you're throwing. If the enemies know they can kill you, they'll gain confidence, which is the exact opposite of what you want. You need to make them feel helpless while you disrupt them all game. Look at these stats while I climbed into Celestial. I had 14 deaths over the course of 8 games, and I averaged less than 5 deaths per game overall. I don't die ever. And if I do, I make sure it's for a good reason, like touching point or blocking an enemy ultimate. So think before you dive into an enemy backline. Think about who's going to peel for you or what cooldowns they're going to use. Heroes like Hulk, Thor, or the Thing tend to peel for their support, so you need to be ready for it. The Thing is definitely the worst one because the Earthbound stops absolutely everything in your kit too. You can't dash, slam, or even sprint, so be ready to get out of there when you see him. Talking about the dash, it's a very key way to not die. If you didn't know, you are completely CC immune while you use it. You can't be altered by Strange, frozen by Luna, or even eaten by Jeff. And abuse this. In this clip, I knew the Jeff would try to eat me, so I dash when I see the circle on the ground and dodge it. Using your mobility and that little tip about the dash, you should be able to survive most encounters. Because remember, dying is throwing as Cap. Another way to annoy enemies is also by keeping your team alive. People don't seem to understand that Cap can easily save his team. He isn't like Venom who provides almost no tanking ability other than soaking damage with his body. That's because Cap has his shield, which deflects almost all projectiles in the game. So if an enemy Magneto or Iron Man try to ult your supports, it's your job to save them. In this clip, I tracked where my cloak was going, chased after them and blocked the mag ult, thus saving their life and ultimate. Also, his shield is pretty tanky. If you see someone get hit by a strange ult, you can easily stand in front of them and block all the incoming damage, which I do here with the Star-Lord. And now, the ultimate. There are 2 ways to use this. Either you save yourself and use it to maintain pressure in the front line, thus drawing the enemies back and making space. This works best in lower ranks since people tend to struggle to kill an ult in Cap, so you can continue to annoy the ever-living Christ out of the enemies. But the second way, which works best in high ranks, is to use it defensively. His ultimate gives shields to anyone who stands in the trail that he leaves on the ground, so you can use it as a mini Mantis ult. Here, the enemy Wolverine body slams my entire team while I'm ulting, but I run into them and give them enough shields to survive. And let me tell you, that Wolverine was mad. His team was mad, the rage had set in, and we proceeded to win that game. Anyway, those are the basics on how to infuriate the enemy team and climb as Captain America. Go like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.